4:15 on a Friday. It's September 5th. Week one of this NFL season commenced last night, of course, in Philadelphia between the Eagles and Cowboys, and we're gearing up for Sunday Night Football, Week 1 in Buffalo. Ravens and Bills, a rematch of last year's, of course, divisional round game. We all know the drill by now, and I'm just seeing some breaking news off to my left here on the timeline that Zadarius Smith is heading to Philadelphia. You got to be shitting me. So Zadarius Smith signs with the Eagles, according to all the NFL insiders that are dropping this news literally as this live stream drops. It's a one-year deal for the former Raven. He's got 69 career sacks, 9 last season, and he's joining the defending champions. So they get richer, the rich do, which, what a surprise. It's Philadelphia. We know how Howie Roseman and company do, and apparently they were rumored to be in on Micah Parsons too, as were the Ravens, as I saw earlier today from a Jeremy Fowler report of ESPN. So there's a lot happening right now. Both injury reports, I meant to do instant reactions right off the top now that the Ravens and Bills have both released their final injury reports going into the weekend in this week one game. But now Zadarius Smith, somebody that I would imagine a lot of you would have coveted for the Ravens, whether it be him or Jadeveon Clowney to kind of bolster that pass rush room. He is going to Philadelphia, and the Eagles just get better yet again. Jordan Schultz noting that he spent the day in Philadelphia. He's already passed his physical, and the Eagles get better and better and better defensively. Imagine if they had him out there last night, given the foolishness from Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott that ultimately leads him to an ejection, not even playing a snap barely in his first game of the season coming off the Super Bowl. So anyway, Zadarius Smith goes to Philadelphia. That's your instant reaction coming off the top of this one. He's going to the Eagles, and they're already 1-0, obviously, having beaten the Cowboys as it is last night. Anyway, this episode is brought to you by my friends at ProfitX. We'll tell you about America's #1 sports prediction market in just a minute. But let's first talk about the injury reports going into week one. It's an 8:20 kickoff coming up on Sunday night, and both teams will be without a couple key players. And for the Ravens, certainly a key player in what led to an utter demolition of these Bills a year ago on primetime football. And that game was obviously played on a Sunday night in Baltimore. Pat Ricard has been ruled out of this game, Ravens fullback. He has not missed a game due to injury. You got to go all the way back to 2021, the last time that he wasn't made available. And so that's a big loss for the Ravens, especially when on top of that, Isaiah Likely has been ruled out, which isn't a surprise. And if you've been following this, Pat Ricard even hasn't even practiced since August 14th. Now, the encouraging news and what this entire live stream is all about is that Jaire Alexander says it's go time. He hadn't practiced up until this week since August 9th with what we know is the ankle, the knee. And he went through that PCL procedure back in January? And so they're being careful with him. He had his knee drained the first week of training camp. They're just kind of being really mindful and intentional with him in his ramp-up period, which is why I think it's somewhat of a surprise that after really not practicing a lot at all over the last month or so, they're going to throw him out there. And I'd suspect that he'll be on a pitch count. But the fact that Jaire is going to give it a go week one, the Ravens are going to be better for it. I don't know if he ends up starting. Perhaps Chido Awuzie gets to start opposite Nate Wiggins on the outside. I would think they're going to move Marlon Humphrey inside where he plays his best football. But the big takeaway here is that, one, after being really careful with him all summer long, they're giving Jaire a chance. And then Pat Ricard and Isaiah Likely being down means if the Ravens want to go heavy, they're going to want Mark Andrews and Charlie Kolar out there in some multiple tight end set looks. So be on the lookout for a couple potential practice squad game day elevations. Perhaps Lucas Scott, the former Army West Point player, undrafted rookie. He's a fullback on this practice squad. Maybe he gets the call up for his NFL debut. And maybe either or Zaire Mitchell-Payton, the undrafted rookie tight end that made this team's practice squad. Maybe both, maybe one or the other get called up coming up on Sunday, depending on how the Ravens want this all to shake out. So aside from that, Daniel Faalele, who popped up on this list with an illness this week, he was just limited on Wednesday. He's good to go. No designation, along with Jaire Alexander. So look, if you would have asked me to place a bet on this, if I were a betting man last week, I would have told you there's no way that Jaire Alexander is giving this thing a go. But here he is, again, having been limited on Wednesday, full participant Thursday, Friday. He's a veteran at this point, understands his body, understands his play, understands himself. I guess the Ravens do as well. And he says he has no doubt he'll be out there on Sunday, says he feels good physically. Jeff Zarebek and other reporters just catching up with him in a scrum recently. So there you have it. Jaire is going to make his Ravens debut, barring something unforeseen, coming up on Sunday night in Buffalo, and the Ravens will absolutely be better for it. Again, just be careful with him. Be careful with him. Protect him from himself. Protect him from his lofty goals. He's got a lot of them. He's got that itch, I'm sure. John Harbaugh's alluded to all that and more in multiple press conferences over the last few weeks leading into this season. This is a player that can do it all. And when he is healthy, which he has not been in recent years, guys played in 7 games each of the last 2 seasons. Prior to that, he did have a full season in 22 with Green Bay with 16. But prior to that, it was just 4. He's barely played any regular season football over the last 4 years, big picture, when it's all said and done. So you need him when it counts. You need his pedigree. You need his savvy, his experience, and everything that he can bring to your secondary when it matters the most, several months down the line from now. So whatever that takes right now in terms of load management, I hope the Ravens are willing to do it to protect him from himself. That'll be something to watch coming up on Sunday night. And then as far as the Bills are concerned, like I said, a couple key injuries here, one of which just came out. Tyler Bass, their kicker, he is on IR, so he's going to be down for the foreseeable future for Buffalo. He popped up with a left hip/groin designation, was limited at the beginning of the week, and then downgraded to a DNP. So if this ends up being a close game, unlike week 4 last year in the regular season was 35-10 Ravens win, be on the lookout. If this thing ends up getting decided by special teams, that's a big deal. They just signed veteran Matt Prater, an older kicker who was on the streets, if you will, to their practice squad. He's going to be their kicker coming up on Sunday night in front of a primetime audience. The guy's been doing it for a long time, and he's got a tremendous amount of experience, but he was unsigned for a reason. And so the Bills are going to be leaning on him from a kicking standpoint coming up this weekend. Christian Benford popped up with a groin earlier this week. He's good to go. Really talented corner. Should be some fun matchups with him. Zay Flowers and other playmakers for the Ravens. Keon Coleman, same thing. Popped up with a groin, but he's good to go. Full participant, no designation. Elijah Moore, same thing. Khalil Shakir, same thing. And Trey White, who, of course, spent part of last year with the Ravens after being acquired at the deadline. He hadn't practiced in weeks leading into this week, and this week was no different. He was a DNP all week long. He has been listed as doubtful. Obviously, he's a talented corner. This is his second stint with the Bills, the team that he was drafted by. The Ravens used him and brought him in last year for a second-half rental, if you will, and had some good flash plays. And he was probably around long enough to reveal some tips, tricks, and secrets that I'm sure he gathered throughout his time there last year in Baltimore. So that's your 2 injury reports. That's your instant reaction to the injury reports. And again, if you're just tuning in, Zadarius Smith, former Raven, is heading to make the rich richer in Philadelphia, joining the Eagles. That means Jadeveon Clowney is still out there for the taking. Perhaps the Ravens want to see what they have first and foremost in this pass rusher room the first part of the season. And for that, they'll be leaning on, of course, I don't know about leaning on, so to speak, for Mike Green. But they want Mike Green to evolve and adapt and develop within their system. He had this to say during one of his media scrums earlier this week.
Because I don't know who our second game is, so we're always focused on chipping at each level that we play, and everybody that we play, we make sure that we give them our all, because we respect them, of course, and we're ready for this week, and we just been preparing this whole time for this first game, and as the season goes on, of course, you can have more time to play the other quarterbacks, of course, but I think as of right now, we're focused on the main thing, and that's our next game.
Somebody should at least just maybe give Mike a little heads up that their second opponent of the Cleveland Browns, it's the home opener, all in good fun. Of course, he knows the schedule. He's just, I appreciate that, right? He's not looking ahead. Blinders are on. It's a week-to-week NFL league. And for him and many other rookies that are going to be playing pivotal roles for this team this weekend, like the Tyler Loops of the world, like the Malachi Starks on the back end, this is their debut. And I'm really excited to see what kind of packages Mike Green's going to have a chance to showcase what he is. I mean, we know how skilled up he is. We saw it in a small sample size with that motor, that bend during the preseason, and the relentlessness that he brings to Zach Orr's defense. I cannot wait to see him in his debut under the primetime lights coming up this weekend. Aaron Schatz, you probably aren't a big fan of his if you look back to a year ago, not the 24 season, but the 23 season. I believe he was the lone MVP voter that did not go in Lamar's direction. Anyway, he did vote for Lamar for whatever it's worth last year, and he's a super analytical guru. He works for FTN Fantasy. It's a network, and he stated the importance here, according to the tweet that you see on the screen, how important is Sunday night's Bills-Ravens game, even though it's just week one. And his network, this fantasy network, the simulators that they have employed, they got the Bills winning the Super Bowl, and the odds, I should say, the chances of winning a Super Bowl at 18.6% with a win in week one of a 17-game, 18-week season. They dropped to 12% with a loss. Now, I'm sure a lot of what goes into this is seeding, strength of schedule, miles traveled, opponent, you name it. All of that goes into it. How about for the Ravens? Should they win on Sunday night in Buffalo, their chances, according to Aaron's analytical brain here, jump to 24.5%. With a loss, drops to 16.8%. So if you're an analytical brain type of person, maybe you appreciate this. If you aren't, you're like, to hell with it. He goes on to say, the race for the number one seed in our simulations is roughly 45% winner of this game, 15% loser of this game, 15% Chiefs, and 25% others. That 15% is agnostic about whether the Chiefs win tonight or not. And of course, it's game 2 of the year. It's Chargers and Chiefs from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Have I mentioned selfishly that I would love the Ravens to match up in somewhere international next year, week one? I would love that. Let's go back to Brazil. The place is incredible. But let's do Brazil. Let's do Rio de Janeiro instead. That's my selfish wish for the 25-26 season, or the 26-27 season. But we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, elsewhere, Benjamin Solak, talented writer, NFL analyst, kind of noted what's the elephant in the room here with no Ricard, no Likely. He's like, it's a very big wrinkle for Bills Ravens. Harder for Baltimore to go heavy now, something they love to do against Buffalo. And they certainly did love to do that in week 4 of the regular season last year, as we all watched the Ravens just, what was it, $1.99 on the ground? Something ridiculous. Derek might have had that alone with that 87-yarder. They gashed him early and often with Derrick Henry and all their other running threats. And I would suspect that even though no Likely and no Ricard, they still have the personnel to go heavy should they want. And Ben gets after it right here. Charlie Kolar, this is your time, man. It's a contract year for him. Mark Andrews as well, the entire tight end room on top of that with Pat Ricard. These are the types of games. Let's be honest. There's a reason why Charlie Kolar at the beginning of the week was doing smelling salts. He knows what this week's all about. He knows the opportunity that's in front of him. And so I'm excited for a guy like Charlie Kolar to not just do the dirty work, but maybe even get involved in some of the passing attack. Open up some lanes alongside Mark Andrews and this offensive line for Derrick Henry and company, and to establish that ground game early and then often, and allow the passing game to complement what they're able to do on the ground. And then on the other side of the ball, I suspect that unlike that postseason game in January, I suspect the Ravens' run defense to establish its will early. And that starts up front with Nnamdi Madubuike and the boys. You know, James Cook's a downhill runner, got a motor. And if Josh Allen finds a crease, sees a window, he's going to take it. One of the hardest quarterbacks to tackle alongside Lamar in just a different way. Lamar's sort of that slithery, like going to embarrass you. Josh might just run you over. And we've seen both players do both, but you know what I mean. Traditionally speaking, that's their running styles. They're both incredibly mobile. They're both freaking awesome. And they had Chris Sims, these quarterbacks, talking earlier this week with Kay Adams.
Lamar, Josh Allen, you cannot get better. It is like absolute cinema unfolding for the entire nation. Which direction are you leaning in with the Bills? What are you looking at as you see what this game's all about?
Well, I look at the Ravens and the Ravens are going to be motivated by the game they lost last year in Buffalo. They dominated that football game and lost the game, right? And didn't play their best football in a big moment. If you go back and watch that game, Baltimore never got stopped. They just stopped themselves, right? Lamar threw a bad interception. He had the bad fumble. Isaiah Likely fumbled in the middle of the field wide open. They did whatever they wanted. I think they are clearly a better team than the Buffalo Bills. Plus, they're going to be pissed off and motivated about what happened last year and all of that. But to me, one of the themes of the year is Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are two of the greatest quarterbacks you're going to ever see. They're Hall of Famers. They're first ballot Hall of Famers, but They don't have that Super Bowl hardware to go along with it to make all the public kind of realize it. But yeah, they're that kind of type of players, and can they get to the Super Bowl this year is certainly one of the big themes to me.
Of course it is, and it'll continue to follow both players because, again, it's the ultimate compliment. It should be following these two players because of what they've accomplished and ultimately because of what they've done as draft classmates. Well, not together, right? But they're draft classmates from the 2018 draft, and both of these guys, right, have resumes that have MVPs, well, plural in Lamar's case, singular in Josh's case. I'm sure when it's all said and done, Josh will have plural as well, but they're all ultimately both chasing what will put them down in terms of the legacy checkbox as all time rather than just really great. There's a difference between all-time great and all-time great and I don't know what's a downtick from all-time great, because to be quite honest with you, even if Lamar doesn't win a Super Bowl, he'll probably still be referred to as an all-time great. Matter of fact, he could probably hang it up tomorrow and still be referred to as an all-time great. But you know what I mean from a legacy standpoint, right? Legacy. We know what they got to do, both of these quarterbacks, to ultimately be viewed in such a light with at that specific table. And we know that table. This episode is brought to you by my friends at ProfitX. And guys, you guys know the drill by now. Brand sponsors make this thing go. And I want to say thank you to ProfitX for hopping on with me throughout this entire football season. If you aren't familiar with them, I'm going to be using them for all of my go-to season-long plays and player props. This is America's #1 sports prediction market, and it's where you win real money predicting sports in 40-plus states. And I'll show you specifically what those states are right here. I'm in Florida at the moment. Maybe some of you are as well, but Maryland, in the green, if you will, and in the turquoise, and a bunch of other folks as well, all throughout the country. If you use code Bobby B, and let me go like this so the live chat's not covering it. If you use code Bobby B and sign up at ProfitX.co and use that code, like I mentioned, you'll get up to $200 in profit cash on all of your plays for the first 30 days. You'll get better odds than traditional sports books because you're playing against others, not the house. And so basically here with ProfitX, you can request your own odds, play with confidence, and get super fast payouts straight to your bank, card, or even crypto if you dabble in that game. So again, ProfitX.co. You can visit the show notes. Also a pinned comment right now in the live chat. Use code BobbyB, and you'll get up to $200 in profit cash on all your plays for the first 30 days. You can start winning real money predicting sports. Terms and conditions do apply. And if you do click on that link, like I will right now, and I'll show you what the site looks like. It's pretty impressive, easy to navigate, and you can go from league to league depending on the type of year. Obviously, it's football season, let's be honest, but you can go toggle in the college football market if you'd like to as well. Coming up tonight, the James Madison Dukes take on the Louisville Cardinals. How about that? MLB Ryder Cup's coming up, which is going to be awesome. Where is the Ryder Cup this year, by the way? I should know that. That's when you know I'm entrenched in football season, and I don't even know where the hell one of my favorite tournaments of the entire year is. Let's get it. Let me just make sure I know where this is. Oak Hill. Oh, Oak Hill. Okay. Bethpage Black will host the Ryder Cup for the very first time in 2025, joining Oak Hill Country Club as the only New York courses to host a Ryder Cup. Cool. How did I not even know that? September 26th through the 28th. Black Course, Bethpage State Park, Farmingdale, New York. That is freaking awesome. My brother's played that a couple times, and I somehow didn't catch the invite. So thanks, TJ. Hopefully next time he gets a pull, that'd be nice. But if you go over to the NFL, just back to the business here again. Kansas City and the Chargers tonight from San Paulo. Who do they have here? They got the Chiefs as 3-point favorites, as you would suspect. Cincinnati and Cleveland coming up this weekend in the AFC North showdown. What are some other games? Well, of course, we'll scroll down to Sunday night and just see if the lines change at all. Nope. Ravens are still 1-point underdogs on the road in Buffalo. Over-under is set at, let me see here. Where's it at? 51. That's changed between 52 and 52.5. But anyway, the options are endless. I encourage you to go check it out. Be safe on there. Play safe, play smartly. ProfitX.co. Code BobbyB. Enjoy yourself. I'll be telling you about ProfitX.co all football season long. And on the way in, guys, if you could, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, hit that notification bell, and listen to how likable Josh Allen continues to be when talking about one Lamar Jackson.
That they're a fantastic team. On defense, they've got some unbelievable players. On offense, they've got one of the best players, if not the best player in the league, and Lamar Jackson. He's truly changed how people play the game of football, and I think that's really cool. And he's a special player, a special talent, special person, and I got a lot of respect for the Baltimore Ravens organization.
This guy giving you guys some inner conflict yet, because he continues to say and do all the right things when it comes to Lamar Jackson, time and time again. These two are just so damn likable. And I think some in the media, some within the social media sphere, and maybe this is just how it goes in 2025, try to pin them up against one another when really they're just both likable dudes who are hell of a football players and future Hall of Famers. They just are. It's just what they continually do. Douglas H. Brown Sr.'s in the house with a super chat. What's going on, DHB Sr.? Look at him watching his new lid. I love it. DHB Senior rocking the snapback version of the Vault. You guys can go check out our new merch line at thevaultpod.com/shop. I love to see you guys updating your profile photos, rocking it. PHP, by the way, came in hot today. He gave us a 6-minute sermon. And guess what? I clipped it for you just in case you wanted to listen to it. 6 minutes. Literally. Sarah and I saw we were sitting there like, I don't know if we're getting the mic back right now. Are we going to mute this guy? No, we'd never do that to you, PHP. We appreciate your support, man. You are the best. It's just, you are so consistent, man. We love having you in the house. We love DHB Senior. You guys friggin' pass the torch to each other every day on how this channel grows. And before I get to more Josh Allen and some other notes about this week 1 matchup, I have that sermon just in case you missed it earlier today when we got blessed by Park Heights Prophet, whether you wanted it or not. Here he is, 6 minutes inside the vault earlier this afternoon.
Hey there, Vault. You caught me finishing up my lunch. What was on the plate, you might ask? Just a little bit of buffalo. What does it taste like, you wonder? What does buffalo taste like? It tastes like living off of yesterday. It tastes like, but he was almost there, but for 13 seconds. It tastes like excuses and entitlement. It tastes like a forced MVP.
Oh.
That city is only known for 3 things: losing 4 Super Bowls in a row, putting some sauce on some buffalo wings, and being close to some water that's spilling over that's not even theirs, doesn't even belong to them. And so it looks like you had a good guest on a minute ago. Seems like a great guy. But I can tell you what he's never seen in Buffalo. It's this. He's never seen this. He's certainly never seen this. And so what we're talking about here is a team that has never tasted glory. But we in Baltimore have feasted on Buffalo for a long time. And so as we go into week 1, we keep hearing those words, 20-0. Woke me up out of my sleep this morning, 20-0. You heard it walking down the street. You were in the grocery store. Maybe you were at the gym, driving around town. You were sitting in a meeting at work, 20-0. It's echoing all across the land. It begins in 2 days and 7 hours. It's not payback. It's not retribution. This is the first step towards glory. You see, we're getting ready to fly high. And as Andre 3000 said, spaceships don't come equipped with a rear view mirror. And so we're not looking back at January. We're not looking back at the past about what happened. Ignore the pundits. They make every week mean nothing. Every success feel like a letdown by holding us hostage to the failures of yesterday. Today's a new day. And we begin with a clean slate and a march towards greatness. Haven't won a Super Bowl yet. 20-0. Well, Mark dropped that pass in the end zone. 20-0. Lamar got left off of another list. 20-0. They find ways to discredit everything that we do. Give all the grace in the world to quarterbacks who haven't even won a playoff game. Quarterbacks who haven't made the playoffs since phones started text messaging. 20-0. Whole world tells us all the pressure in the world rests in Baltimore. 20-0. I'm going to turn my attention to Sunday, to a nameless, faceless opponent from up north. I'm calling my shot now, guys. We're going to see that Jackson 5.
Woo.
Mike Green's having 2 or 3 sacks. We're getting a pick from Nate, from Malachi, maybe from both. Hamilton will probably have a sack. It's going to be an absolute beatdown in Buffalo. And you know why? Because I'm from West Baltimore, and we like our wings fried hard. And so what we're going to do is take a nice 410 boot and put it right up them boys from up north. And so the minute I get there, the minute I enter the town limits of that disgrace by the lake, just know that the mayor of Buffalo is no longer Christopher Scanlon, but it becomes the Park Heights Prophet. And so Buffalo will be my town from the minute I get there until the minute I leave. How can I be concerned with fans who have never seen a Lombardi except for in a museum? How can I be concerned about fans who will discredit their own team just so their quarterback can win an MVP and then lose to Patrick again? What could they say to us that they got a little bit closer, but they haven't? We're all in the same place. We're all starting 0-0. But we're going to come on Sunday, and we're going to show them what it looks like when a flock of Ravens get together. And so, Vault, you have got to be ready. Put all your energy. It's a slow burn. We got 2 more days. So don't get too excited tonight. Sleep well. Don't get too crazy tomorrow. Sleep well. But come Sunday, when that ball is kicked off, I just want to tell the Bills fans, if you're in here, I just want to tell you something. Any Bills fans who might be listening, any Bills fans who might watch this later, maybe it gets circulated on Bills Twitter, and they want to try to dox me. Come and see about your boy wherever you want to go. But I'll be in Buffalo on Sunday, and I'm more than certain they'll be nothing but gracious when the mayor's in town. They'll say, there he goes. It's PHP. And there they go. That are the Ravens. Just want to let those fans who've been chasing the ghost of Mahomes, been living through the life of Jim Kelly, just know that I'm not coming to Buffalo to watch a Bills game. You're coming to the toe jam dumpster juice of a stadium to watch a Ravens game with me. And so it's Ravens 45, Bills 17.
6+ minutes, as promised, of Park Heights Profit. The best part about that entire thing, you got to go back and watch. Mrs. PHP. His wife showed up in the live chat. It was freaking hilarious. And in all seriousness, Sarah and I want to continue to say thank you to Park Heights Profit for his ridiculous support of the program. That's both with just his consistency and his monetary support, because he goes above and beyond when it comes to gift giving, super chatting, and call-ins like that. He says he was ad-libbing. I don't know about that. I think he put a lot of preparation into that. And if he was ad-libbing, I want to hire that guy to be like a commentator for us, because he's exceptional. So hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's get some super chats. And as you probably have noticed, on this Purple Friday, over 30 minutes in, the guest lines are open. We'll get a few calls and get on out of here. Douglas H. Brown Sr. got us started a little while ago, as he did on the Vault earlier this afternoon. So DHB Sr., appreciate you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the super chats that came in earlier today and right now as well. You're the man. Sod Blitz 34 says, never had a problem with Josh. Can't stand his fans. And when you say that, though, I feel like we always have to say the vocal minority, right? Because there's a vocal minority in Baltimore, to be quite honest with you, that I think give reason for others in the opponent to can't stand. I think every fan base has it. That's the beauty of fandom in a sense. But Josh has made it damn near impossible to dislike this guy. I mean, he continues to speak so glowingly of not only the Ravens organization, but Lamar. And of course, between the lines, I'm sure there's all kinds of shit that's said. But again, this is how it got started earlier this week. I shared the most recent one from a recent interview he did with Andrew Siciliano. This was the one earlier this week, the first complimentary gesture towards Lamar.
And I think it's a chance to go out there and to win, you got to play at your best. When you're going against a quarterback that's great, you talk about Lamar. He's one of the best players to touch the grass, honestly. And you can't give him more opportunities than he needs. You can't give him short fields. He'll take advantage of those. So being on the top of our game on the offensive side of the ball and doing everything that we can, and we don't play on the offensive side. We don't play the quarterback. We play the defense and the defensive coordinator, and just doing everything that we can to really help our defense out.
Sod Blitz, appreciate the super chat and appreciate Josh's sentiments there. Again, lots to say about Lamar. Dave Kewer's in the house. What's going on, Dave? PHP, some fire love for him, and he did bring the fire today, man. And I suspect that he might do the exact same thing coming up this weekend when I start my pregame coverage on Sunday night in the 6 o'clock hour. And apparently he's spearheading, just for those of you that are in the area, a Lot G pregame tailgate, Monday Night Football, Ravens-Lions, coming up later this month. So I might do it. I might go there because I don't have any agreement in place with anywhere this year, being that I'm in St. Pete for the foreseeable future. But my flights are booked. I'm just going to be clear. My flights are booked for Detroit, Baltimore, Monday Night Football at the bank. Let's go to the guest lines. I'm glad you guys can be with me today. Please like the video on the way in. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell. Consider becoming a channel member or gift-giving membership on this Friday leading into week one. And I hope you guys enjoy the official, second official game of this NFL season tonight in Brazil between the Chargers and Chiefs. We'll go chronological order in terms of who popped up into the waiting room. And you already know who I'm going to. My young nephew, who's about 2 weeks into his college career. I'm going to drill him on questions about how, what, and what he did over syllabus week after hours, especially. Let's bring in our guy, Will. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
What's going on, Uncle Bobby? Just popping in. Oh, yeah, I got the Louisville Lamar jersey. I've had that for a long time, so, I'm repping my cards tonight. I don't know what Marlon Humphrey's ghostwriter's on about James Madison by a million, but, he'll know who Isaac Brown is tonight. Isaac Brown, guys. Isaac Brown, all right?
And you know what's funny? I just pulled up, my new sponsor. I just pulled up the site, and sure enough, the first game under the college football category is James Madison at Louisville. So, and I saw Jaire Alexander returned to your alma mater, or not your alma mater, but your home. Did you grow up a Louisville fan?
Yeah, born and raised.
Okay.
So
I got you. So, so first of all, just because you got a lot of uncles and aunts in this live chat, in this audience, we want to know, one, how the start to college is going for you, and two, why you're calling in today for week one.
Well, first week of college, crazy, like literally first day started with the quiz, and I'm like, wow, I was ready for college, but a quiz first day, nice.
Yep.
And then second week, I'm majoring in computer science for people that don't know, so like I'm bouncing around, like I'm still doing work, and you know what, I just needed a break, and you know what, just needed some Ravens hype, you know, and of course we're seeing all of these things. I saw PHP, I believe is his name. I'm out of it, but you know, getting hyped. I'm like, all right, you know, I need this for this weekend. You know, got my cards playing, got Ravens playing Sunday. I'm just hyped, you know. So yeah, just been a steady couple weeks for college and all. So yeah.
Good, man. Good. Well, it's great to see you. Hey, you still got to send me a link of what you want too. I owe you a piece of Vault merch. All right.
Yeah. I thought he sent it on Instagram, maybe.
Oh, did you?
But,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
I got to go check. I filter all my DMs, so I got to go find you.
I got you.
But hey, you enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch up soon, Will. All right?
Of course. Thanks for having me on.
Always, man. Later. Appreciate that. Louisville Cards in the house. Extra Butter, Julian, and Manny all in the waiting room as well. As you can see, there's a pinned comment right now. I'm opening up the guest lines on this Friday leading into week 1, and it's Ravens and Bills what we're working towards. And then tonight, just in terms of what's up next, it'll be Chiefs and Chargers. What's that, an 8 o'clock Eastern, I believe, YouTube exclusive show, I believe it is. Yeah, it looks like it is, from Sao Paulo, Brazil. So let's keep these guest lines going. Appreciate you guys for being with me today. Extra Butter, talk to me, baby. Happy Friday to you.
Hey, what's going on, Bobby? Can you hear me?
What's going on, dude? How you doing?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
You're a little bit behind. Can you turn your Wi-Fi off? Turn your Wi-Fi off and then call back in, all right? Do that for me, and then just call back in using that link, all right? Julian, what's going on, brother? Happy Friday, brother.
What's going on, Bobby? What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I just got looking at that PHP just epic just mantra that he just spit out, like, dude, that was just hot shit, man. That got me fucking hyped up. I gotta meet that guy, man. I definitely do.
Well, hey, dude, you already know where you can. I keep saying it, and he keeps saying it too. Apparently, Lot G, it's starting to materialize for Ravens Lions coming up this month. So I'll be there, I guess.
It's tempting, but you know I gotta work that night. That's the only bad part about it.
All right. Well, what's the live chat got to pay you to make you call out that day?
Well, I mean,
what's your number?
If you could persuade my supervisor, who's a hard ass, then yeah, that would be great. He's a bit of a tough cookie to be persuaded. So
fair
if
enough.
you can persuade him, then you got me in there. But yeah,
we'll consider the future GoFundMe. All right. But what do you got for us going into the weekend? Where's your head at?
Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you got stuff to go, but I just want to get this out. A little bit concerning about Patrick Card not practicing, his calf injury. I mean, that was really tricky. My question to you is, who do you think they will bring up from the practice squad? Because I know they have a fullback. I heard someone on X talking about they're going to, I think it was Jeff Sarebeck. He said something about them promoting someone out from the practice squad. That was a fullback. I'm not sure.
Yes. So basically, here's the way I'm looking at this.
Mm-hmm.
No likely, no Ricard. We know this. That's what you see on the screen right now for the audio-only audience.
Right.
Obviously, that means if they want to go heavy, you're going multiple tight end sets, right, with Andrews and Kohler. And I think that absolutely can be effective. But you're probably going to want other bodies up there. God forbid anything happens to those guys. And so look for 2 potential game day practice squad elevations. One of these guys has to get called up. I just don't know if they'll go both. One, but by the way, both are undrafted rookies. One, Lucas Scott, a former college tackle, Army West Point kid, made the practice squad. Bulldozer, right? No Pat Ricard, but a bruiser fullback. Okay. Somebody they view very highly. And I think you got to watch him, especially knowing that this is a contract year for Pat. And at this point in his career, he could be seen as, well, the fullback position in general, depending on what team you are, what your personnel is seen as a luxury, depending on where you are. The Ravens see it as a necessity. But at some point, from a Caps perspective, do you see Pat as a luxury, meaning you just need to go the undrafted route? We'll see how that all works out. But for the here and now, don't be surprised if Lucas Scott gets the call up. and Zaire Mitchell-Payton, one of the undrafted tight ends that they brought in. So
Right.
In terms of guys that aren't necessarily household names within the fan base, I think that answers your question.
Yeah, I agree. And another thing, Charlie Kohler is an excellent blocker, man. He gets into it, and he's just amazing for what he does. So I think they're going to run him a lot more heavy than we usually see him run. So we're not going to miss too much as far as that is concerned. I mean, it's concerning a little bit, but not too much. I believe we will get the win. And here's my prediction.
Yep.
I'm gonna go in the way of PHP. I'm gonna just say he went to the 40 piece. I think that's what he went. So
I got it for you right now. You ready for this? Just so we're clear, 45-17 PHP called this shot.
45-17.
Yep.
I want to bump it up to 50, but I'm not gonna go that far. I don't want to go that far. I want to, but 15, I'm like, I'm not gonna go that far. So I'll say 40 to 20. I'll give him 20. I'll give him that. 40 to 20.
You heard it here first. I'm going 28-24, a lot more closely contested, particularly given some of these injuries, some of the uncertainty in special teams, and obviously it being on the road in a pretty hostile environment. So I'll go 28-24 Ravens, as I mentioned earlier this afternoon. And Jewel, it's great to see you, brother. I'll see you on the pregame show, hopefully, or postgame, or both coming up Sunday.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Catch you. Julian Chambers in the building. Guest lines are hot today. Appreciate you guys for spending some time with me on this Friday. Extra butter. Should we try it again? Let's roll it. Good to see you, man. What's going on?
What's going on, Bobby? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. The piggyback off of Julian, I think they're gonna call up Lucas Scott. I wouldn't be surprised if Patrick and Lucas has already, been talking to each other. I also have an opinion on the Chargers and Chiefs game. I know you have the Broncos coming out on top in that division, but I'm going to take a hot take right now that the Chargers is going to come out as the division leaders.
Oh, that's hot. All right. Now, okay. What makes year two with Harbaugh? You think that Herbert's been untapped? You like what they've done defensively? Like why is that?
Year two with Jim, some untapped potential in Herbert. I'm definitely a fan, so I feel like he's gonna be some untapped potential. They just received Najee Harris from Pittsburgh, so I feel like in that scheme he'll be a better fit, and I definitely like what they did on defense.
Okay,
I feel
that's why you're rolling with it. You're sticking your neck out there.
Oh yes, and it's in Brazil. Yeah, I'm sticking my neck out on it.
San Paulo. It's an 8:00 Eastern kickoff. Here it is right here. Hell of a graphic, hell of a game, hell of an international venue. And Extra Butter thinks the Chargers, folks, we're going to hold you to it and screenshot the hell out of this timestamp so we can go back to it if we need to, regardless of what happens. But you're going the Chargers out of the West, my guy. Just to be clear, you want that?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right.
I'll be back, Bobby, always. I'm a big fan of you and Sarah, so I'm always here. I'm always in the vault. I'm always in the Ravens collective. Like I follows. Yeah, I'm a fan.
You're the man, man. I love a good trifecta subscriber. So thank you, brother. Enjoy your weekend, and we will definitely revisit this should we have to.
Last prediction for the Ravens and the Bills game. My prediction was close to PHP. I had it 42-17. Jackson 5 with a Keaton Mitchell touchdown.
42-17, man. You guys are feeling your oats, aren't you?
Definitely.
Well, good. Enjoy it. I hope to see you on the pregame coverage coming up on Sunday night. 6:00 hour, I think, is my tentative start time, somewhere in there. And then I'm sure we'll see you postgame, too, if you're staying up late. Drink that Celsius now.
Definitely, Bobby.
All right, man. Enjoy it. I'll catch up with you soon.
All right.
Thanks for the call. Guest lines are busy today. Let's do one more call before we jump. 6:30 dinner reservation. First spot. Looking forward to it. It's called Wild Child. Nobody show up now because I already saw somebody in the live chat welcoming me to St. Pete. So it looks like we got somebody that's in the building in St. Pete. I have a lot of questions in terms of what the hell I'm supposed to be doing when it comes to dog sitting, happy hour recommendations, concert venues, go-to gyms, although I think I found my gym yesterday. Anyway, we'll get to that another time. Let's go down to Mexico City. Manuel is with me while driving a car. Don't get me in trouble. Keep your freaking eyes on the road. But talk to me about what you're feeling right now.
What am I feeling? Am I feeling PHP energy? Am I feeling that my offensive coordinator doesn't know the personnel that he needs?
This guy, it literally sounds like you're talking on a walkie-talkie right now, by the way.
Well, I'm driving, keeping my eyes on the road while I'm talking, while I'm trying to emanate PHP energy.
This is hilarious. Sergeant Knight says, no, he's parked. The trees are just moving. That's correct. That's correct. Hey, because you do sound like all out shit, to be quite honest with you. Let me know your prediction. One thing you're looking into in the weekend, and then we're going to scram.
I got 2 scores because it all depends on one right guard doing his job.
2 scores. Bro, you make up your own rule. 2 scores. What the hell is that?
Hey, I got 2 scores because it all depends on Falala on responding. Because if he responds on week 1, as we hope he does, then I'm going with PHP score prediction. It's like we're going at least a 40 burger over there. And if he doesn't hold up, I believe the score is going to be 23-20. Loop, get us out of there.
23-20. Wow. That would be low scoring. We've seen it before in Buffalo. We've seen that type of score before. If memory serves, when Marcus Peters jumped into the crowd, right, and a beer was like chugged all over him, I'm pretty sure that final score was somewhere in the 20s, or 2017 or 23-17, somewhere around there. So we'll see. Thank you for making up the rules when it comes to 2 predictions. And I think you just lost your connectivity, my friend. We will get you another time. I'm sure you'll call in during the pregame coverage as well. Guys, fun week. Just a fun week all around. And I think a lot to consider going into the weekend in terms of just the importance of week 1 from a seeding standpoint, from starting fast, unlike the Ravens did last year, staring at 0-2 in the hole and still finding a way, obviously, to win the division and rip off 12 wins in total. Saad Blitz finishes us up here with one more super chat. He says, I don't think it will be close. The Ravens make a statement, 49-17. Would love to call in, but I'm driving home from work and still got 20 miles to go. We'll do it another time, Saad. I definitely would like to meet you because all you do is just chuck in insightful stuff, whether it be most of which is statistics and graphics in the Discord, which I really appreciate. And by the way, speaking of the Discord, we are coming up on 1,000 members, guys, and I would love for you to help me hit that number at some point in the early going as football season officially commences. It's a 24/7 hub for conversations surrounding Baltimore sports. It's a lot of where our programming ideas and news drops before anything else does. And it's, if nothing else, it's a great community too, which again is free. It's a community of Baltimore sports fans, really just sports fans in general. And you can talk about a number of different things, including Bobby After Dark, which is right in here in this section, whether it be Maryland athletics. I mean, there's literally gifts. I don't know what Romy Raven is doing here, but the Bobby After Dark channel gets a little gnarly in here, depending on the time of day. But anyway, we have how many members now? 918. So Cisco becomes the latest as of this afternoon. Sporadic Green was in here as well. Aunt Will recently. So would love for you to join. Again, it is free. And that link to do so has just been dropped into the live chat. Thanks to ProfitX. You can go to ProfitX.co right now to get involved in the #1 sports prediction market out there. And if you like what you see, use code BobbyB, and that'll get you up to $200 in profit cash on all your plays for the first 30 days. Play responsibly, please. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy football tonight on a Friday. That always feels weird. It'll be a YouTube TV type episode, and that'll be going down between the Chargers and Chiefs, of course, in Brazil. Thanks to everybody who called in. If you could on the way out, please like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. When you support our brand sponsors, you're supporting the show and this channel's growth. You can also consider becoming a channel member or gift-giving membership by pressing the join feature. Have an awesome weekend, guys. I'll catch up with you on Sunday in the 6 o'clock hour. Sarah and I will be live with you for post-game coverage, probably right before midnight, and it is going to be a busy one. At some point, I'll probably have to lock down a sponsorship for these guys right here because I've already had 2 today and my body is shaking. So I should probably go eat, but that doesn't make sense before dinner. Okay, guys, have a great day. Have a great night. I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks for joining me today.